man in the fourth dimension is indestructible.
Welcome back to my dark corner of this sick world. Thanks for liking and subscribing.
I'm glad to see you have some sense.
We're looking at 4D Man from the director of The Blob and Dinosaurus. Please check out our reviews of those. And to be clear, this is not a bad film. It's a hell of a lot better than The Projected Man, another one we have reviewed and which feels like a virtual remake. What it is silly.
A man, an idea, the equipment, a place to work in secret.
Did I leave the audio description on?
He attacks the job of trying to pass a wooden dowel through a steel block with the confidence of a man who knows it can be done.
He is, of course, wrong.
But he doesn't know that his obsession will transform a man into a monster, a man whose life will be changed as he crosses the threshold into the fourth dimension.
Spoilers. Okay, the no smoking sign is genius. Tony's experiment has gone wrong. Hard to see how it could have gone worse, and his boss is understandably peeved.
Nelson, you were hired to do a job.
Janitor, how the hell did this even happen? Tony's brother Scott is a more successful scientist. We've perfected the draw. Tony arrives to mooch off his brother and meet Scott's girlfriend, Linda, played by future Catwoman Lee Merriweather.
Hello, Tony.
Well, hello.
Uh-oh. They all hang out together. Boy, I'm glad those two are getting along. And before too long, Scott doesn't see this, but he's no fool and is soon suffering from bebop angst. How you react to the soundtrack will depend on your taste, but it's one of the most intrusive I've ever heard.
Scott, do you see what's happening?
I don't want a gift.
Never mind what they're saying, Daddy-O, we're into a serious thing. Underscoring moments that really didn't need it.
You okay? Oh, shit.
That was Charlie Parker's He Fell Down the Stairs. Nice. Tony tries to sell Scott on his discovery.
But look, that pencil isn't piercing that steel. There's no wood or graphite embedded in that piece of metal. Within this piece of steel, there's an intermingling of atoms. Wherever they touch, they're one.
Well, if ever we needed a science advisor. Dad, where do we stand on different substances being joined?
No.
So how did Tony do it?
I willed it.
Where do we stand on different substances being joined by willpower?
Definitely no.
I said to myself it was going to happen. I said it was going to happen, and it did.
Frankly, if you can get stuff to happen through willpower, there are better things to do than stick a pencil through a lump of metal. Scott gets his brother a job. Just check your references. He burnt down what? And he settles in.
Well, here's where you hang your hat.
Boy, you forget how complicated coat hooks were back then. But beneath the surface niceties...
Linda, you're my brother's girl.
Poor Scott. And it gets worse.
Oh, Linda, I've done this before. I've taken a girl from him before.
It's just so easy. Why aren't you still with that girl?
It lasted a month. She was no good.
Should I have looked a bit closer before breaking my brother's heart? Possibly. Scott is plagued with self-doubt.
Am I hot?
That's not really a medical issue. He visits Linda and her little sister Marjorie.
You know what happens to you when you drink too much?
She's a mean drunk. And
I admire you more than any man in the world. But we both know that's not enough.
leaving Scott distraught. I can't take this music anymore! Great. If Tony's going to steal his girl, then Scott sets out to steal his brother's work. And... ah, crap! He's having a bad night. Scott tells Tony.
Tony, I broke open your locker. I saw your force field.
You what?
I broke open your locker. I saw your force field.
You had no right.
How dare you take something of mine? I would never. Oh.
You look terrible.
Yeah, I feel fine.
The doctor says I'm hot. For reasons passing understanding, Scott now does it again.
Did you see it? Did you see what I did?
But
Scott, the amplifier isn't working. You did that by yourself.
Tony's machine is as effective as his family loyalty. In an extraordinary confluence of convenience, Scott's exposure to radiation has given him the mental capacity to do what his brother's unrelated experiment was trying to do. Sort of weird he can take the letter out. And as always with victims of mad science,
I'm worried about what he did last night after I left him.
if it doesn't turn you to evil, there's really no film. But I do like the idea of the good brother who has done everything right and got nothing to show for it, turning. But there's always a price.
Brian, you've got to help me.
He must keep draining others of their life energy.
Oh, no.
I feel strange.
Loose women are always the first to go. It's like a freebie. The police immediately accept what's going on when Tony shops his brother.
He's already killed 2 people.
Absolutely the right thing to do, but in the circumstances, still feels like a dick move.
He's not a magician. He can't fly. He's not invisible. He's as real and as solid as you or I. The only thing is, he can walk through a wall and I can't.
Still, I'm banging his girl, that's something. This is decent enough. The effects are actually quite good. As long as you don't mind a scientific explanation that is basically...
But that's like the 4th dimension.
I do wonder at the narrative of Scott gets the rotten end of everything. Tony tries to trap his brother.
Didn't work. Didn't work.
He's a lousy scientist, but he's the one who's got the girl and it'll be his name on the patent.
Oh, God. Forgive me. Oh, God, forgive me.
Tony, we've got to get out of here. Come on.
After he's carried out weeping, Linda steps up. I mean, it's probably the right thing to do, but that is cold. Thanks for doing what I was too chicken shit to do. Well, I guess he's dead, but not even the movie is sure. It's a film for which the word hokum was invented, and why not?
Oh, now you really think I'm crazy.
Thanks for watching. Please bebop the like button. Great. We found this movie via a question to our science advisor. If you have a question about movie science, please leave it in the comments below. What other soundtracks take over the movie? Your suggestions in the same area.
I want you to get upstairs and to bed.